space or it's something whatever the fifth dimension would have to be expansive or go outward. Otherwise, it would just. I mean, there's not really any other direction to go.
Hold on, I'm gonna.
Imagine somebody listening to this at like 3 in the morning, or not 3 in the morning, but some early time, and they're just hearing all about.
Like shower thoughts.
Oh, sure, shower thoughts works too.
Oh.
That harsh soap and they're like,
Hot water.
oh yeah, that hot water. It's like, man, what if we're in the fourth dimension and I could just go forward and back?
Okay, so somebody, according to Cora, it said the fourth dimension is time and the fifth dimension is our own, created and shaped by our imagination.
So that would make sense for it to be space, because imagination is only limited by the person who has the imagination.
So if, oh man, so so the imagination is like expanding like yourself and your thoughts across different settings and realities.
The fifth dimension quite often. Oh, that explains. So basically, people. I mean, this is really dark, but people who go into comas are literally go into the fifth dimension.
Huh.
I mean, like I said, it's dark, but
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
if you
Hold
think
on.
about it
It
like
said
that,
in. Well, that's
Mhm.
that's one way of saying it. So there's something people say. Some say it's an extra dimension of space. Fifth dimension in astrology is a life of spirit. Okay, so that goes back to the imagination thing. The fifth quantum dimension.
The quantum dimension is complicated enough as it is. So the fact that there's a fifth one
Yeah,
feels a little excessive. You ain't got to do all
yeah.
that.
The fifth dimension is an interpersonal dimensional reality that exists. This is according to the Healthy Journal. The fifth dimension is an interdimensional reality that exists outside of the normally accepted space-time continuum. Due to its five-dimensional properties, this reality functions off a completely different set of physics than those found in typical three-dimensional environments. Oh man, so I'm not sure what that is. So the fourth dimension is time, and then the fifth is an extra dimension of space, which is where our minds go into.
So could you
So
say
like a
that
fifth,
technically a dream is a fifth dimensional walk?
I guess you could.
Like we're seeing
So would
it
that
in
be?
the fourth or then well, technically we see in 2 dimensions. So we'd be seeing it in 2 dimensions, but walking around in the fifth dimension.
Right.
And we can also walk
That's
through things. So technically, that's very fourth dimensional travel esque.
yeah, but I don't know. I mean, brings up a lot of technicalities. Like, so if the fifth dimension is our imagination, are we just seeing like the? What if we're only seeing? So you can imagine something, right? But you can only imagine something like
In 2D.
that's within your realm of imagination, and when obviously.
Right.
So I don't know.
I mean, if
So
you
maybe
think.
we're not seeing like the behind the scenes of the fifth. Is that? I'm not really doing it justice, but like, do you understand what I'm saying, right?
No, I know. It's like
Like we're not seeing true aspects of it. We're only seeing
the ones we can
like
perceive.
the diluted version of it, if you will.
Because technically, we're like,
Preview,
do what?
like a preview.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we get a
yeah.
preview.
So like a fifth dimensional being would see like all the different pathways, like the actual pathways and planes that you would take to alter your reality. And like, but yeah, we just do it. We just think about it. We don't actually like when your thoughts shift. You don't really think about the shifting of your thoughts. You don't really think about your thoughts being transported to another place. You just think about one thing and then think about another thing.
I mean,
So we're
technically,
not necessarily seeing behind the scenes of
you could say that we're part of not every, all of the up to five dimensions. I mean,
it.
I didn't look up what the sixth dimension is, and I hope there isn't a sixth dimension. That's my brain can only handle so much, and I've had a whole lot of water, so I have a headache if I keep going. But I feel like, I mean, we can, because a person can stand still, even though it's not like true time movement. We can go forward in time, so that is technically moving in time. You just can't go backwards. So that's the half dimension, just like like a line
Right,
going in one direction. A half dimension.
right.
So
So are we doing the same thing with the fifth dimension?
exactly.
We can't really. We can when we think and imagine. We're we can't really do anything. We can't really affect our. Okay, let's say when our imagination is a literal like reality somewhere in obviously a higher plane. We can't really affect it. We can just think about it. Well, we can't physically affect it. We can only affect it within our minds. So it'd be like the. Hold on, let me try to explain this. So if you just stood still, like sat in the same spot, and you just let time pass, it'd be like time travel in the fourth dimension, but not really. It's a three-dimensional version, fourth dimensional travel. So what we're doing is like the three-dimensional version of fifth dimensional travel. So it's like the non-premium version of fifth dimensional movement. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, it reminds me. Have either of you guys ever heard of astral projection?
Yeah. I have never heard of that.
Okay,
Or
so
I've heard of it, but I don't really know what it is.
so I actually thought it was interesting. I will never be trying it, I can assure you, but I think it's very interesting to think about, just like a lot of things. It's
Yeah.
basically think of spoiler alert, guys, for you all listening. If you remember in Doctor Strange, the first one that came out about 5, maybe 10 years ago, uh, uh, there was a point where his soul was pushed out of his body, and I think that was called astral projection too, which wasn't intentional,
Right.
but I think that's what that was called. It's basically where you have an out of body, a intentional out of body, or sometimes unintentional out of body experience, where you can move freely and do, you can like interact with the real world, I guess, but you can't um, touch things. I think like it's like going in spectator mode
Right.
on Minecraft. Like you can move around, you can see stuff, and you can like float through walls and do all sorts of crazy stuff, but you can't like do you can't touch anything. So I feel like
Exactly.
that's
So like,
technically like a fourth dimension. And oh, also on top of that, the reason I said I wouldn't do it is because there's according to what I've seen and heard and read and stuff, there's all sorts of dangers, like entities that could use your body.
Backgrounds.
Oh well, I mean that too. I think like you can get lost. I think.
Siren Head is gonna come for you.
Oh yeah. The that one gingerbread man. I don't remember his name.
Oh, the party goer.
Yeah, the party goer. He's gonna take you out, stuff you with his jelly.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, when we imagine stuff, this is again saying that like imagining is like the fourth dimension is imagination. So when we're imagining and thinking about things, we're like astrally projecting ourselves to the fifth dimension. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Like you can't really like actually touch anything. Be in it. You know what I'm saying?
We just see it all as 2D. Still,
Right.
It's like no matter what you do, it still looks 2D.
Exactly.
Unless you're Bray, then of course you can see in 3D whenever
Yeah,
you want.
I can see in like 6-dimensional
Honestly,
Dude.
things.
Yeah,
Bro can
you
see
do that
in,
sometimes.
out, and beyond objects.
Oh,
I really don't think there's anything more, like, in terms of possibilities, I don't think there's anything more than a fifth dimension, because there's no other direction to go.
well, that we can perceive.
True. Because I'm making a mental graph right now, and obviously the mental graph is 3D, so, I mean...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, what if there is a dimensions higher than that?
But we
What if,
can't...
like...
We can't really... I was about to say synthesize. We can't really, like, truly hypothesize about it, because
Exactly.
we literally can't make it, bro. No, but we can't come up with something that we can't visually draw. You know, like you
Right.
can't make a math problem without having the math there. Otherwise, it's just
You can't think of a new color.
exactly. And just like you try to make that what'd you call it? Boostionometry?
Oh, yep.
Oh, not the number line.
Yeah.
2D numbers, baby.
Yeah.
Just so you people at home know, boostionometry did not work. He canceled out his own theory
Yeah. And
after like 3 days of working on it.
further explanation, it was late in the garage one time, like coming out of quarantine, so I was a bored little 15-year-old, and I thought, well, there's 2D and 3D, right? Well, numbers move one-dimensionally. Well, what if they moved two-dimensionally? So, like, number lines that went up and down and instead of left and right. And it did not work because of zero. Couldn't be like a grid.
It all messed up because of zero. It's funny.
Yeah.
Also,
And I guess
if you guys are thinking that he's talking about a graph, no, it's way more complicated than that.
I mean, now that I think about it, it technically would just be a graph.
I mean, I think you were trying to make it like there. It was left and right. So like as opposed to the number line being, if positive numbers go right and negative numbers go left, you were adding like negative and positive, or not negative and positive, but like there would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 going from the right and also coming from the left.
Yeah.
So it was like an infinite number line, which was why it hurt so bad to watch and look at.
Like whenever I imagine it in my head, it's like the regular number line, but then every number on the number line, like as a number line, it extends vertically, and then at the end of that, it's like also horizontal at the same time.
Yeah.
Which was what you were doing.
So there's like
it was just a lot.
Infinite numbers.
Yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't like a. That's what it was, because one had to. It's like it was 1, 2, 3, 4, like left and right, but then like above one, it wasn't two. It was like another.
You made up numbers.
Variant of one.
You
Yeah.
literally made numbers, your own
Yeah.
numbers, so you
Yeah.
can describe the distance.
I remember it now. Because it wasn't 2 vertically. It was like +1 in the vertical addition form. I don't know.
I don't know
Yeah.
either. It did both did and didn't work.
It definitely did not work.
No, I mean like the concept worked. It just
Yeah.
physically
Yeah.
it's not. It wasn't gonna happen.
But then you pointed out to me that it would work if it extended in 6 directions, like hexagonally.
And I mean,
Because,
I think we tried that and it did work for a little bit.
yeah, I think...
Or wait, no, you did
Because
it
it's
in a
like a...
triangle. I think you did it in a triangle.
Yeah, because it's like it's a fractal. It can extend outward in all possible directions.
Exactly. Which
It's
was
like... Which that's just another brain
pain.
buck, but...
It hurt.
Number lines, like each direction has a number line associated with it that extends in 6 directions. So it's a fractal of numbers.
This is really random, but if you could come up with any month, what would it be? Like a 13th.
If you could come up with any... If you could think of a new month...
Yeah, like there is a 13th month. What would you call it?
I don't even know. It's weird.
I mean, yeah, that's why we don't have a 13th month. I was just wondering.
If I did, it'd probably be between like August and September, so that we'd have like another month of summer.
So would you call it like Ogtember or
That's what I was like. August 7th.
Agosep? That's actually a pretty cool name.
August.
I like Agosep better than Soggy. So,
Soggy timber.
Soggy August.
Saugus.
Soggy.
Soggy.
Ethan, what would you call it?
And where would I put it?
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably put it like between November and December. I know my dad would definitely appreciate that, so there'd be an extra month of deer season.
I knew you were gonna say that. Like, there's no other reason besides hunting that there would be another month right there.
But also, like, November and December they're pretty good months. You know, it's nice weather, Christmas time.
Thanksgiving.
December.
Exactly, so it'd be like...
Wait, you might have to put them out actually.
I mean, Ethan, are you bothered by people knowing that your birthday is in a month?
Somewhere in December.
Yeah. I don't think
Not
anybody's going to be able to track your IP address from knowing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And what'd you say you would call it?
Well, I could either call it like November or like... Oh, you gotta be careful how
Yeah, I knew what you were thinking. I was like, don't you say it.
because it sounds...
A little dicey.
Yeah, it's very close to a not so nice word. Yeah. I don't know. Or I could just give it a completely new name, like...
You could. Like, it doesn't have to be a fusion. I just think that Saugust was funny.
What would I call it?
Deercember.
Deercember.
Look at like...
I mean, the rest of the months are named after, like, Roman and Greek, either gods or important people in history, so... Could just...
What can I call it like that? What's it fitting?
Augustus, Julius, so, like... What about... Ramesses or something, you know, like, or Ramesimber.
Ramasember. November, Ramasember, December.
I don't like that. I don't, that does not flow off the tongue.
Ramasember.
Rama, Sam.
What about you,
What
Tim?
about?
I'd probably put it. See, I feel like a good spot for it would be sometime either during the summer or like Bray during the fall. Because, I mean, not necessarily that we get like a longer school break or summer. Well, I mean, I don't have to worry about that anymore. But, not that I'm worried about having to have a longer summer break. It's just more like I feel like the summer in total doesn't have as many months as the other seasons. Because I
Yeah,
mean,
that's kind of that I did that too.
because winter has December, January, February, and March, April, May. So
Buddy forgot his seasons.
it was right there, and I was like, oh, just nothing was coming out, completely dry. Um, yeah, it the other basically. I mean, if I think about it really in depth, all the months have the exact all this, all the seasons have the same amount of months. It just feels like summer somehow feels cheated out because the longest the longest day in the year is the summer solstice, which is June 21st, I think, right?
Maybe.
I think
Wait.
it's either 21st or 27th. I'll look it up. So I'm not giving people out here false information because I'm sure that really matters to them. The day of the summer solstice is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
you're right.
21st. That's the longest day in the year because it's the time when we're the closest to the sun. And yeah. So I feel um I feel like knowing that the days are longer means that we should have summer for longer. And then that the days are shorter. I mean, not that the winter months need to be changed, it's just the fact that the days are longer should give it an extra some more time.
Right.
And apparently, I don't know
Um.
where I saw it, but apparently, we have just enough days that if we added another month and made it have like 27 days or something, uh, or 28 days, then there would be no need for a leap year, every leap year, for there to be an extra day in February, and we'd have the perfect amount.
I don't think I've ever heard that theory.
I'm gonna check because again, I don't want to give out false information.
What's it called?
It's just, I mean, it was a TikTok, and I don't remember the name, but I I think it made sense, but I can double check because like all the other, you know how there's days, there's months that have 30 days, and some. No, here's what it was. It was if every month had 28 days, then there would be enough for a final month for a 13th because some have 30 and some have 31. So if you took all of those and made them all 28, then there would be, say, 3, 12.
Hours
Yeah,
would become 1 month.
yeah,
Yeah,
or something like that.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah.
Or is it
I'm going to
29
look at.
days? Yeah, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Um, 13th month. 13th calendar. Oh, that is horrible quality. My phone does not suck that bad. Uh, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Okay, so if you took. Oh, that sucks. Okay, I take it back. If you took the 1 or 2 days from each month, and then made it have um, and then made them all 28 days, then even though you would have a full 13th month, you would still have 2 days left over because
I see
of
that.
the 360. You're looking at the same one, the calendar?
Yeah, the on December and below December thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Year day. Imagine having a day called Year Day.
Yeah.
All the letters on the top of each calendar have, MTW, TF, SS,
Yes,
and
yes.
then you just got two Y's. Year day, year day.
And there's only 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Or no, wait, one. Yeah, so there's still a leap year, so that defeats the whole purpose of having 13 months.
Yeah.
Duo, I feel
Sounds
like Duo December having a 14th, because that's technically a 14th month, even though it's only 2 days long. Ethan, are you looking at the same one we're looking at, or do I need to send it in the group chat?
Send it in the group chat.
Okay. Let's see. I feel like if Duo December was an actual thing, I feel like that would be the same. I mean, not only would it technically be, well, the New Year is the first of the year, so I feel like December would still be Christmas, and then we'd probably have something in Un December, and then in Duo December, the 2 year days. I feel like there would be some special celebration, mostly on year day one, but for year day two, I feel like it'd be like an extra special thing.
What kind of?
I don't even know.
What kind of
New Year's
celebration?
Eve.
New Year's year. Oh yeah, for sure. Trying to
What kind
celebrate
of
the New Year's.
celebration? What kind of celebration would have on these?
I mean, since it's just a standalone day, I mean, I feel like it would just day. A standalone day. I feel like it would be something to have to do with the end of something. The end of like there's a beginning of the year party. There's like an end of the year party, or vice versa.
Right.
So I feel like year day one would just be a day where everybody celebrates. It's like Thanksgiving in my imagination. I'm imagining it's like Thanksgiving, but a birthday at the same time.
Oh,
Because
that sounds amazing.
I was gonna say first day. You know how New Year's is like celebrating the new year, and it's not necessary. It's like it's a party basically. It's like a birthday party,
Right.
but for the year. But like nobody, I've never heard anybody say what they're thankful for on the 1st of January. But like on I guess it would be, what would the day be called? I guess it'd be like last day or finality day or something. Which I mean sounds kind of scary if you say it like that. Finality day. Today's the end of the year. Last
I'm just
day.
thinking. I'm just thinking about the food.
Same here, dude. All I'm imagining is cake. Just
Potatoes.
no, that would make so much sense now that I'm thinking about it. Because New Year's resolution. So many people they're like, I'm gonna eat better. I'm gonna exercise more. It'd be like
Right.
the day before Ash Wednesday, which is the day.
Marty, like Fat Tuesday.
Right.
Entire year.
Exactly. Or well, no, it's fruit. Right. Yeah. Because I feel like people might maybe stick to their ritual, or not ritual. That's might stick. might stick. might stick better to their resolution if they eat all this stuff. Because I mean that's the same concept for Maruko. Is that you eat all the shiny foods that you're not supposed not supposed to eat, and then And then we go for it on the first, or not on the first, but on Ash Wednesday. So yeah,
Right.
finality day will be exactly. Hey guys, just wanted to let you all know. This is the third to last episode, so you can expect a new episode in 2 weeks. Yeah. So, with that being said, first off, that will be a camera included episode, so you get to see my facial expressions, and all sorts of goodies. I believe you'll be able to see the screen as well, so you can watch while me and whoever the guest is, or just me, handle whatever we're doing. And then also in, let's see, 3 more episodes after this 5-part episode that we're already doing, I will be posting these on Spotify, so that way you can actually listen to the episodes while doing things like dishes or dishes, literally anything, I guess. But you know, most things that come to mind are dishes right now. I don't know why. I digress. Main point is that it'll be on Spotify, and it'll only be from the 9th official episode and beyond that on Spotify. The rest of them, you're just gonna have to stay on YouTube for. And if you continue to watch the episodes on YouTube, then you'll still get the visual aspect, but you can't do that if you're on the Spotify one, because it's Spotify. And yeah, hope you have a great week, and enjoy the next episode when it comes out next week. Peace.